It's been a strange season already for Motherwell. 4-4 with Celtic just for starters. 1-0 over Dunfermline hardly registered. 4-1 defeat to Kilmarnock, barely on the scale. You are about to witness the most incredible game you will ever see. A game that started well enough for the home side. Alan McCormack putting them ahead with barely 6 minutes gone. The on-loan man once again demonstrating his promise by responding to Terry Butcher's call for more from his men after last week. And more is what Terry got initially. The home side on fire. Jim Patterson having a go. Scott McDonald finishing off for 2 goals after just 12 minutes. Acres of space for Patterson at the edge of the area. McDonald's reflexes serving him well. For Gordon Chisholm, it was a throwback to the defending of last season, and Motherwell weren't finished there. Only a magnificent save from Derek Stilley stood between McCormack and number 3. It was one of the few chances not to hit the back of the net. And credit to United, who didn't crumble under the onslaught. Some deft skills from new man David Fernandez, a precise cross from Stevie Crawford, and Lee Miller, with the help of a free header, steered the ball past Colin Meldrum. United with a foothold in the quicksand of a game that was sucking them under. Miller keeping his head above water between 2 defenders. Not quite raining goals yet, the deluge was still to come. 4 minutes into the second half, and a neat move by Motherwell, coupled with good movement from Mark Fitzpatrick, earned its reward. The half-time substitute with a cracking finish. Again, question marks over the defending, but full marks for the finish. Depending on your point of view, this was either a game of too many mistakes or an expansive roller coaster of an afternoon, the likes of which would attract more fans to games. United are hoping Fernandez provides a touch of class for them. His first goal in a United jersey kept them in the hunt. Motherwell were still hanging on to their lead, and 4 minutes later, when Jim Hamilton made it 4-2, you'd have thought that was it. Point safe, job done. The home players certainly thought so. Hamilton's bullet header providing the comfort zone. There was still a willingness by Motherwell to come forward, looking for a 5th goal that really would have put the seal on a good day's work. McDonald came close to ending it. How, when and where it all went wrong for Motherwell is hard to say. But when Miller brought it back to 4-3, there were signs of vulnerability about the home side. And nor would this have been seen as a consolation by United, with some 20 minutes still to play. Terry Butcher managed to cram all his emotions into one sentence, calling this display embarrassing, disgusting, appalling, disgraceful. The defence was certainly chasing shadows as Grant Brebner started the move and was allowed to make his way into the area without too much hindrance from the home defence to finish it off. Back to 4-4, any hints of offside ignored by the officials, and it was game on. The smell of blood in their nostrils, United went for the jugular, and by now the Motherwell defence was as raw as an open wound. A well-worked move rubbed salt in it, a cracking flick, a nice finish, and United were ahead for the first time in the afternoon. Brebner again the man on the end of it. The home defence would be on the end of their manager's tongue lashing, and Brebner certainly allowed to get goal side of his man. At 5-4 it wasn't quite over as Motherwell mounted the pressure on the United goalmouth. And they came close to level terms, denied only by the save of the match from Stilley. Have a look at the challenge by Colin Samuel on Scott McDonald. Strong penalty claims. Samuel's butter wouldn't melt expression obviously did the trick. Mike Ritchie and his assistant having to work overtime to quieten down the Motherwell players, whose sense of injustice was justified, because this is as clear a penalty as you are likely to see. A day that had started so well finished badly for Motherwell. Phil O'Donnell's reaction when the free kick was given against him sums up the frustrations of the day for them. United, of course, have every right to be delighted. Just keep it tighter in Europe this week, lads. They say Motherwell need a Terry Butcher type of player at the back. Don't be surprised if he's playing next week.
I'm embarrassed for our fans, and I'm embarrassed for us at the club that once again we've scored 4 goals at home, and I haven't even got a point from the game this time. We've got into a great lead, 3-1 then 4-2, and in the end having to chase the game to get a point.
We showed character in coming back at them and scoring. I thought we looked good going forward, but defensively I thought there were some shocking goals against us.
I'm in the process of going to a hardware store and buying a machine gun. I think that probably sorts something out.
Andy, you were there. Motherwell led 2-0, 3-1, 4-2 and still lost. What happened?
Well, what has happened to the art of defending? I mean, Celtic Rangers have had their problems, Motherwell and Dundee United on Saturday. I should say, I've been to Fir Park twice this season. I've seen 17 goals, so entertainment value 10 out of 10, but my goodness, some of the defending is comical.
Not much entertainment for Terry Butcher after that 90 minutes, Jerry.
Now, I love these comments there. He also said, I'm the fool who gave these guys contract. I'm the fool that chose them for today's game. But in fairness to Motherwell, I agree absolutely with what Andy's saying. You know, the art of defending is a big part of the game. Even Real Madrid, with all the superstars they have up front, have failed in Europe in recent years because they cannot defend. But Motherwell play some attractive football. There was some good stuff in that game, but if you want to see goals, that's the place. It's 9-4 and 9 against so far in 3 games at Fir Park.
Listen, Andy, even at 4-5, Motherwell had a penalty claim. It was a stonewaller.
How can you not give this as a penalty? It's probably one of the most clear-cut decisions you could ever make. And not only the referee has missed it, but this stand-side linesman should have had his flag up. I mean, there is no other decision to be made.
That's it, Bermuda Triangle there, Andy. But all kinds of weird things have happened there over the years.
I mean, he's not even close to the ball. There's not even a hint of a dive. It's astonishing. But, you know, you talk about the defending, and obviously Motherwell are missing Martin Corrigan. Stephen Craigan is obviously a far better player than he's showing here. He's got international experience. Maybe a hint of offside there for Grant Brebner's first, but credit to him for being, 2 or 3 yards out and just tipping it over. And I thought Lee Miller was excellent. I thought that new partnership that he has with David Fernandez, I think that will serve Dundee United well, because they've got a big game in Europe.
We have to credit Dundee United. We're talking about Motherwell's defensive deficiencies, Jerry, but well done United.
Absolutely. To take 3 points out of that, Gordon Chisholm must be absolutely delighted, but they need to start climbing up the table as well.
Gentlemen.